Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking the time to spend a little time with me, and I appreciate you tuning in to week 3 of the Before Play. This is the Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Los Angeles Chargers. In the Before Play, I pretty much just give some light thoughts, look at the injury report, and give some quick keys to victory, if you will. And that's it. Won't hold you too long. So we're definitely going to take a look at that. But like I said, man, got the Chargers coming into town. The Pittsburgh Steelers home opener. Are they going to be able to get it done? This should be the real test. Should be the real test for the Steelers defense, as well as, a test to see if the Steelers can produce more points. But it all is going to be determined on who plays, who doesn't. So let's take a look at that as I pull it up here, guys. So as you can see, man, Friday report for the Pittsburgh Steelers, quarterback Russell Wilson again was limited. We already know Justin Fields will be the guy. Roman Wilson is a full participant in practice, so you would assume that Roman Wilson is going to get an opportunity to play in the game. Now, keep in mind, Roman Wilson has not played in a live game yet. So, it all depends on how the Steelers want to utilize him, how much he will or won't play. But it will be interesting being is that he'll be facing off against his coach, Jim Harbaugh. Najee Harris was just rest. Isaac Seumalo did not practice, so more than likely he is going to be out, and I think that is right above. As I scroll up the screen, we're going to see that. Tight end Michael Pruitt did not practice with the knee. TJ Watt was full. He had rest earlier in the week, as well as Larry Ogunjobi, as well as Cam Hayward. And Troy Fautanu, they said that this happened during practice. So, hey, man, we'll talk about that in a moment. But, yeah, his ability to play is up in the air. So let's take a look at who will be out for the Pittsburgh Steelers. As you can see here, guys, man, of course, again, Russell Wilson is questionable, but I don't expect him to play. Seumalo is out. Pruitt is out. And Fautanu is questionable. So that is very interesting, and we'll talk about why here in a moment. Now, let's look over at the Chargers side, their Friday practice. Joey Bosa is dealing with a hip, but he was a full participant. Linebacker Junior Colson dealing with the hamstring, did not practice today. Look at this, a familiar name, old Bud Dupree. Dealing with an illness, he was limited today. Safety Alohi Gilman did practice, dealing with the knee, but he was a full participant. And look at this, Justin Herbert did not practice, dealing with an ankle injury. Tight end Hayden Hurst dealing with an ankle, but he was a full participant. Khalil Mack, rest, full participant today. Josh Palmer with an elbow and a calf did not practice. And DB Jasir Taylor with a fibula was limited. Now let's see if they have anybody out. Looks like Junior Carlson will be out. Bud Dupree, questionable. Justin Herbert, questionable. Josh Palmer, questionable. And Jasir Taylor, questionable as well. Now, what I actually don't know, guys, let's see if we can find it, man. I don't even know. Let's go look at the Chargers really quick here, man. I don't even know. Let me see. Chargers. Let's go here to NFL Network. I forgot that I was on Steelers.com. I don't even know who their backup is. I really don't. Who's their backup quarterback? Let's see. I have no idea. Probably somebody I'm forgetting about. Oh, Taylor Heineke. Taylor Heineke and Easton Stick, or whoever that is. Okay, Heineke. We know who Heineke is. So, he's a little guy that rips and runs around. So that must be the guy who's going to get the reps, get the opportunity to play if Justin Herbert does not. So there you have it, guys. Let's just talk about, some things that are of importance. Broderick Jones, we have to talk about Broderick Jones. And if you're seeing this video, you may have noticed I probably have him in the thumbnail because that is the one to keep an eye on. We know Broderick Jones had the worst game of his career, worst series of his career. Just last week, he got pulled for Troy Fautanu, and Fautanu also was turning heads in training camp and getting on the side of the coaches wanting him to be in the game, which is the whole reason why they were rotating those guys anyway. He got the nod, and now he's injured. So we'll see if he's able to play, but if he is not able to play, it could fall again on Broderick Jones, and yeah, we'll see how that turns out. Outside of that, man, as far as the other guys who are out for the Steelers, I mean, Seumalo being out, I think Spencer Anderson has done a relatively decent job filling in. He hasn't killed us. Pruitt is one to also pay attention to as well, just, noticing that the Steelers have gone tight end heavy, and Pruitt has been in quite often to help out with blocking duties. So if he's down, maybe they just continue to go with 12 personnel or perhaps 13, utilizing Connor Haywood, but that may open a roster spot up for Roman Wilson. And that's a question. How will they utilize Roman Wilson? They'll probably get him out there at some point and allow him to get his hands on someone, in the blocking capacity, something he did good at Michigan. But we'll see what that translates into. But really, man, my thing is this, you got Khalil Mack, you got Joey Bosa on the other side, two guys that can rush the passer. Relatively decent defense over there, with the Chargers, with guys like Asante Samuel Jr. and my guy, the dog from Florida State. Y'all know who I'm talking about. I ain't even got to say his name, man, on the back end. They got some pieces, bro. And with having that pass rush, I think we need to not allow Justin to just stay in the pocket. Right? I know some people are going to say, no, we want to see Justin Fields stand in there and deliver. Yeah, sometimes, but I think this should be a game where we keep him on the move. We want to move that pocket so we can neutralize the pass rush. Obviously, we need to try to run the football. I mean, that's going to be a plan or in the game plan every week. But when you're passing the ball, man, I think we definitely need to utilize moving the pocket, utilize zone read and read option and utilize play action with a boot on it, things like that. Continue to move the pocket and don't allow Justin Fields to have to stand in the pocket. Because again, how will Broderick Jones do? Spencer Anderson, some of these other guys, and just basically just having those two capable edge rushers on the outside. You don't want Fields to just have to stand there and have to use his legs when he's forced to use them, so to speak. So definitely try to get that run game going. Hey, play action, but move the pocket as well. I think you can keep those guys off balance, and maybe we could have some success offensively. As far as the defense, man, I mean, again, it could be the same game plan every week, but, we continue to play these teams that can rush the football. We definitely have to neutralize their rush, especially if a guy like Justin Herbert is unable to go. But even if he is able to go, you don't want them to get comfortable running the football. They rushed for a total of 219 yards last week. I know it's Carolina, but you got to recognize it. J.K. Dobbins leading the charge. Gus Edwards rounding up the rear. Both of these guys, we are used to seeing those guys in Baltimore, so we are pretty used to that tandem. They're pretty used to our front. So we got to be able to neutralize those guys and make a Tyler Heineke or Justin Herbert be one-dimensional, because again, I love the Pittsburgh Steelers forcing people into one-dimensional pass option, because that allows our pass rushers to go to work. So that's quick and easy, man. I don't really have any other keys to victory other than that. Move the pocket. Keep that pocket on the move. I don't want too many situations where we're asking Justin Fields to stand in the pocket, because he does still have a little tendency of holding on to it too long, right? So we don't really want to put him in that situation when you're facing off an opponent that has more than capable edge rushers. So that would be my only suggestion, man. Outside of that, can the Pittsburgh Steelers get it done? It just depends on how many points we score. I think our luck is going to run out at some point where we are depending on scoring less than 15 points and allowing the defense to close the show. I mean, would it be great if our defense could do that every week? Sure, but this is not something that you can rely on and get comfortable with. So those are just my thoughts, guys, and that's what I got, man. I look forward to seeing what you all have in the comments as well. What do you think the keys to victory are? What are the things you're most concerned about? Me, it's Broderick Jones. Broderick Jones, because again, he's coming off of the worst game/series of his career, and now you're asking him to go back in there and pick his confidence up. That scares me to death, because he will be facing a Joey Bosa or a Khalil Mack, depending on which side they might want to line those guys up on. Not feeling good about that. But outside of that, like I said, man, leave your thoughts in the comments. Before you go, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on those notifications. And outside of that, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.